Good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to today's episode. We're going to be going over the fundamentals of being a lineman. So for these drills and for the fundamentals, I've actually called in my brother to help you guys go over it because he's an expert on the subject. We're going to begin with the 3-point stance, which is a very basic stance in football. Then we're going to progress to the 4-point stance, which is more of a defensive style stance. And then we're actually going to move on to how to snap the football to your quarterback from your 3-point stance. After this, we're going to do 3 drills. So we're going to start with drills that focus on footwork, and then move to drills that focus on hand placement when blocking, and then actually drills that show you how to properly block. So let's get into it. All right, guys. So on today's episode, we're going to be going over the fundamentals of being a lineman. So I brought my brother here to show you guys some of the skills that we'll need and some of the drills that we'll be doing. So the first fundamental that we're going to go over is the 3-point stance. This is a basic offensive stance. Some people use it on defense, and it looks like this.
So basically, 3-point stance, boom.
So you want to be balanced. See how I can't push him over? So if his hand's too far out, put your hand too far out. Put your hand out here.
Yeah.
If his hand's too far out, he's easier to push over. He's not as balanced. If his hand's too close, he's easy to push backwards. It's easy. And when his hand is in the middle, proper placement, he's got a lot of balance and he's pretty strong. So that is what you want to look like in your 3-point stance. The next stance that we have is the 4-point stance. And that is usually used on defense. You're leaning forward a little bit more, and it's easier to drive through someone trying to block you when you have this proper angle. So it looks like this. So you see how all of his weight is leaned more forward, so he's ready to shoot forward. He doesn't have to move backwards as a defensive player, so that's why we do this. So it'll look like this, hut, and he's gonna stay low and get past me. So that's the second fundamental skill of a lineman. The third fundamental skill of a lineman would be snapping the ball if you're a center. So we're gonna go over that. It looks like this.
So ball, T right here.
Perfect. And just go over the grip one time. So he has the ball, he has the laces out, and he's holding it from the bottom of the football. And when he actually snaps it, he's rotating it so that the laces are up for the quarterback. So that is a key for the snapping of a football. So just do it again. It looks like this. Perfect. All right. So once we have the fundamentals down, we move on to some drills that will help us perfect these skills. So the first drill we're going to be doing is get-offs. So this is an offensive get-off, and this trains you to read the jump, or read the snap of the ball and jump the player trying to beat you. So it looks like this. He's going to get into his 3-point stance. He's going to wait for the hut, and hut. Perfect. And he's getting off just like he would if a player was coming at him, trying to block him on offense. So here's a defensive get-off. He's going to be leaned forward more. He's going to be moving towards the quarterback trying to make a tackle, and it looks like this. 4-point stance. Perfect. And hut. There it is. And those are the 2 get-offs. So offensive get-off, you'd be moving backwards and blocking someone. Defensive get-off helps you move forward and try to get past the person that is trying to block you. So once you've done the first drill, we move on to our second drill, which is a shuffle with hand usage. So Shaquille's going to demonstrate. He's going to shuffle to his left and use his hands. This is a great drill for offensive linemen and even for some defensive linemen, just working on hand placement, what to do with your hands, and staying low while you shuffle and move. So it looks like this. And hut. Perfect. And now he's going to do it again, but to his right. Make sure you're using your hands. Hut. Yeah, use your hands. That's great. See how he's using his hands? That's a key to this drill. You want to make sure you are using your hands against your opponent. All right, so after we've done these first 2 drills, we move on to these swat-aways. So it looks like this. He's gonna get into his stance, and I'm just gonna try to touch his chest, and he's gonna move my hands. So this is gonna help him get past any lineman trying to block him. It's gonna help him work on his hand motion and staying low while he drives through. So it looks like this. But perfect, and do it one more time. Yeah, so you see how he used his hands and then actually took his body around me? That's a key to this drill. So you don't want to just use your hands and stay standing in front of them. You want to use your hands and move around the person that is in front of you. So let's do it again. And hut. Perfect. See how you slapped my hands there and moved around? That is key for this drill. So once we've gone over our fundamentals and then we go over our drills, the last thing that we have to do is go live, full speed. So we're gonna line up against each other and we're gonna see who wins. All right, he's gonna be on defense. I'm gonna be on offense. All right, so down, set, hut. All right, so I won there, obviously, but usually if you're a good enough defender, you can get past your lineman with the skills that we've just taught you. And if you're a good enough offensive lineman, you should be able to block the guy that is trying to get past you. So that's it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. All right, guys, that's it for today's episode. Hopefully, after watching this, you guys will have the skills that you need to go and play football as a lineman. So just a quick recap of what we went over is we began with the fundamentals of our stances. So the 3 stances. Beginning with the 3-point stance that looks like this. Then we progress to our 4-point stance that looks like this. And then from there we move to snapping the football to our quarterback, which looks like this. All right, that's awesome. So after we figured out our fundamentals and our stances, we moved on to our drills. The first drill we did was get-offs. So get-offs looks like this. Hut. Perfect. That's an offensive get-off. Now a defensive get-off looks like this. Hut. Nice, very good. After that, we moved on to our shuffling drill, which it teaches you the footwork that you need as a lineman, and it teaches you to use your hands while shuffling. So it looks like this. Hut. Perfect, perfect. And now to your left. Hut. That's great. So after we did that drill, we moved on to the hand swatting drill. So that looks like this. It'd be a ready position, and I'm just gonna try to touch his chest, and he's just gonna swat my hands away. There you go. Perfect. And you see how he used his hands and moved my hands away from him in any direction? That's what you want to do. So hopefully after today's lessons, you'll have the skills you need to be a lineman. Thank you for tuning in.